Hey everyone, Stephanie here, coffee drinker, book lover, and reviewer of many things. And I finished another book off of the 2024 reading challenge. I'm drinking water right now because it's the afternoon, evening. And I finished the book while I was in the shower. And so, here we are. I finished Echo North. When it first started, I was like, oh, this is going to be one of those retellings. Sometimes I'm not a big fan of retelling. If you hear noise in the background, my kid is watching Brave on the TV. Sorry. Anyway, so I am going to read you the summary for Echo North. I listened to it, which is how I finished it while I was in the shower. This book is 10 hours and 10 minutes long, and I liked it. It says, Echo's safe and carefully constructed world falls apart when her father leaves for the city and mysteriously disappears. Believing he is lost forever, Echo is shocked to find him half frozen in the winter forest 6 months later, guarded by a strange talking wolf, the same creature who attacked her as a child. The wolf presents Echo with an ultimatum. If she lives with him for 1 year, he will ensure her father makes it home safely. But there is more to the wolf than Echo realizes. In his enchanted house beneath the mountain, each room must be sewn together to keep the house from unraveling. And something new and dark and strange lies behind every door. When century-old secrets unfold, Echo discovers the magical library full of books turned into mirrors, and a young man named Hal, who is trapped inside them. As the year ticks by, the rooms begin to disappear, and Echo must solve the mystery of the wolf's enchantment before her time is up. Otherwise, Echo, the wolf, and Hal will be lost forever. So, like I said, at first I was like, this is going to be a retelling, but not because of the wolf's ultimatum. When we first meet Echo, she's just a little girl frolicking through the woods and like happy-go-lucky, nothing could ever go wrong. And she sees the wolf and he's in a trap and she's like, oh, poor Wolfie. And she tries to help, pry the trap apart, doesn't get it, and starts digging around the anchor of the trap. It comes loose, and then the wolf gets her. But he doesn't kill her. And so people in her town start saying that she was marked by the devil, and like the reason why the wolf didn't eat her is because she made a deal with the devil, and that's the scratches on her face and the scars she has are because she made that deal. And from then on, people make fun of her and they throw things at her and they try to avoid her at all costs. We find out that her mom died in childbirth and her dad decides to remarry when she's in her late teens. And this lady's just terrible. And she's rude to Echo. And so that was my first thought. I was like, oh, this is going to be like Cinderella. The dad's going to die next, right? And it's not. Yeah, those are cars. It's not Cinderella. It's not the Cinderella retelling. And I was like, despite that lady being fight her. Now my kid's playing with balloons. Echo finds out that her stepmother has a secret, and the stepmother burns her letter to go to college, from the college, and that's when Echo books it out of the house and is lost and finds her dad, and then the wolf gives the ultimatum, and it's like, you can come with me or you can stay with him. And she's like, anything save my dad. So then it's like, oh, okay, so we're going down the route of Beauty and the Beast. And it kind of is like Beauty and the Beast, because he's a wolf, like a beast, and there's a mirror where you have to give 2 pieces of yourself, so like a piece of hair and a fingernail, pull off a fingernail, or a prick of blood and spit, I don't know. If you have 2 things of your body, and she can see her family's life, and you see time pass, like you see like 3 different images, and it's like, oh my gosh. And so she sees her stepmother get pregnant, and she sees her brother get a fiance, and she sees her she sees her dad opening a new bookstore, because he was a bookstore owner before the stepmom. And like, they seem happy, and she's like, they don't even care that I left, And so she does that a few times, and time is, while she's in this house, time outside of the house is like all over the place. Like, it could be a week, it could be a year, you don't know how much time is going on outside of the house. These rooms, though, they are cool. Some of them are kind of scary, to be honest. Room that has these venomous plants, and if the sap from them gets you, you get burned, and the vines will try to pull you in. Why do you need to save that room? Just get rid of that room. Just let it go. But they save it. There's just different rooms in this house, and there's one room that is a garden room, and it is gorgeous. Not the evil plant room from before. There's a room that is the wolf's room, and he can go there and remember being human whenever he feels like he's getting more animalistic. And then my favorite room is the library room. Duh, books. But these books are made in, like, they're mirrors, and you can interact with the book. You can't change the story. That's a little tricky, because later the stories start changing themselves. But that's because the house is falling apart. But she can't change the story. Like, the readers cannot change the story. The stories change by themselves. Anyway, and she meets 2 people in the book mirrors that are also readers, and they tell her the, like, ins and outs, like how to get out of the book, and you just, hey, let me out to, whatever room the mirror book is in. And one of them she meets is Hal, and I like the description of him whenever she first meets him, is like Howl's Moving Castle. Okay, if you've ever read that, or if you've ever seen the movie, like that kind of blondish red hair, like she says, very golden blonde red is how she describes it. The flowing white shirt, the tight pants, the high boots, and he produces this cape out of nowhere to wrap around her. And so we learned some stuff about him. There are a lot of parallels to Howl's Moving Castle and the Howl we meet in this book. To the point where I was like, that's gotta be where the black triangle goes on Hal's special door. I mean, I kind of already gave something away. If you got it, tell me in the comments. Whoops. Yeah. So then we learn some more stuff, and she has this bond with the wolf, and she has a bond with Hal, and they are both trapped. They're both trapped. I'm trying not to give too much away because, I want you to be able to read the book. And we get really close. Really close. Nothing too spicy. It's just like kissing. In the book world with Hal. And then there's a risk of losing the library, and she does everything she can to keep the library because this is important to her. She needs to save Hal because he doesn't know. He says that he's been trapped in books for so long that he doesn't remember his family. And she's like, then where do you go when you want to leave? And he's like, I don't. I just keeps going from book to book. And it's kind of sad. And then the wolf helps. Ouch. The wolf helps save the library. They sew it back together. And she also feels this, closeness with the wolf. And they become friends, and they have talks, and they do fun things together, besides just trying to fix the house. And he's old. He's getting old. It's harder for him to go do things, you can tell. So she wants to save him too. So she starts looking in all of the worlds on ways to save him. Or all the mirrors and ways to save him. And she's told to break a rule, and she does, and it takes everything away from her. She's gotta be the hero. My foot's asleep. And yeah. So we meet some more people, and we meet a storyteller, and she's like, I will give you my story if you help me save this wolf. And he does, and there's so much mythology in this book. There's the four winds, so you get the north, south, east, and west wind, and you hear that story and different 2 or 3 different versions of it. You meet them. You meet the evil wolf witch, and you meet her daughter, and you find out a big thing, which I kind of figured it out already. It's loud. I liked this book. I thought that it could be more exciting. There could have been more, like, I don't know, like, I don't even know. I feel like it was a happily ever after, okay? But there was a lot of work to get to that happily ever after. I thought there was a lot of kind of sadness because a lot of time when she goes up the mountain to fight the evil wolf witch lady, a lot of time passes, and by the time she gets back to her family, she's got like an 11-year-old sister and some nephews. And the good news is her stepmother's gone. That was the big spoiler. Her stepmother's gone. That part made me happy. I was very excited about that. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this book. I thought it was good. Right now on Audible, it's free if you are an Audible subscriber. Anything else I need to say? Oh, the person who narrated also narrates the Throne of Glass books and the Crescent City books from Sarah J. Maas. I liked this book. I give this book a thumbs up. It has a 4.3 rating. I agree. It wasn't like but it made me happy, and I didn't want to stop listening to it, which is why I got through it so fast. And I don't know what else to say. Yeah. So my next video will probably be Nancy Drew. My next video will be about Nancy. You good? My next video will be about Nancy Drew. I am almost done with The Secrets of the Old Clock. I have read this before, so I'm getting through it pretty fast. I'm just reading it out loud to my kid every night, so... This book is very long. I am in the process of reading Fairy Tale. I am still about halfway through. I had a really bad headache the last few days, and reading was not something I could do. I couldn't read, like, I couldn't even tell you what was on the page. Like, my eyesight was like, nah, you're not going to be able to do anything for a while. So I haven't read very often. I haven't read very much, and I'm wishing now that I had gotten this book in Audible form, because there is about 600 pages in this book, and I'm on 300. So it might be a while before I get to this book. I will listen to another book off of my reading challenge, though, so stay tuned for that. I don't know which one I'm going to do yet, but this one's definitely coming. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you want the 2024 reading challenge that I have for the adults, it'll be in the description, along with the one for the preteens and teens. I'll leave a link for Echo North in the description if you want to get that. I'll be leaving my link from my Amazon account, so it'll take you straight to the book. And if you buy using my link, I will get a little bit of pennies. Like, it doesn't add up much, but I appreciate it. Thank you for watching this long if you've made it this far, and I really do appreciate it. it helps my ratings. It helps me like get more. I don't know what it's called. The bar looks pretty. Okay, whenever it's bigger. Whenever people watch my videos this far, and yeah. Subscribe. If you're not sure if you want to subscribe, you can click down here. My face will be somewhere here, and you can go check out my other videos. I do lots of different videos. Yeah. I usually just make videos that pop into my head, but I am trying to stick to my reading challenge and share this video because maybe someone else wants to know about Echo North, and maybe they need to be like, oh, okay, so it's like a bunch of retelling smushed together. Because that's how I kind of felt. That's probably why I'm not like, oh my gosh, this book! This Stephen King book that I'm going to be doing, though. Got a lot to say about that, and I'm only halfway through. Okay, I will see you on my next video. Bye!